This is Daf Yerushalmi Demai Daf Chav Zayin in the Yerushalmi article Oz B'Hodeh edition, and we got up to basically we started the two dots, but let's start again from the two dots, which is in the article Nana the Vilna, second line of Chav Zayin Amud Aleph, and in the Vilna, which is Gimel Amud Aleph. Chizki Amar, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 11, 12 lines to the bottom. So the article has the header here, which is that which is the end part of the Mishnah, and then it has Chizkiah going on that. Chizkiah Amar, and the way the Gersa of the Gra is Eino Mechusa L'Bailim Elaminyan. The reason why once the Bailim pick it up, they have to take off Chumas Ma'asher Demai. They're not really Bailim yet; it's in the store, but because it's only actually counting for them to acquire it, so therefore it's considered to be already as if they acquired it, and therefore they're not allowed to put it back until they take off the Mai. Ketsuroso. So what does he do? Notel here it says Minal in the Vilna it says Minal Young from the upper one, but I believe that the what else is in the article? But it should be Ribah says Minalin. You take from the leaves, which is makes more sense. Umisakin, and you fix it. So the obviously this is a difficult it's a difficult thing to say, and the Gemara says Ve'ein also mishum gesel. What do you mean? It's not yours. How are you taking no trumas slices from it? You're stealing. If you're going to put it back, I mean, even if it is yours, since you're going to give it back, put it back. So when you put it back, you're putting it back minus these leases you took off. So you're not putting back what you took. So that by definition, it's gazel, right? Kadar Rabbi Shimon bar Kana have a mas michel Rabbi Lezer. So it's like the following: Rabbi Shimon bar Kana was supporting Rabbi Lezer. Over al Chad Keren. So they passed by a certain vineyard. I see Kisa Mechatzit Shinai. So Belazar said to Rabbi Shimon bar Kana, bring me a toothpick, a twig, a little twig, so whatever size toothpick is, so I can pick my teeth to clean them. So he came back and he said to him, Lo Teisele Klum. You know what? I came back, Belazar said to him, and said Rabbi Shimon bar Kana, change my mind. Don't take anything. Amar Di'in Isi Kol Barnash Me'abekain, because if you're going to, each and every person is going to do this, in other words, they're going to take, everybody's going to say, well, I'm just taking a little toothpick, so what's the big deal? So Azil Saigo the Guvra. So it means a lot. But the exact translation is actually the article has Mechla the Guvra. So not sure what the Moshe translates here. So he says he was going to bring him from the fence, and Saiga the Guvra means that the siag, the fence of the Guvra of this person, I guess of the Gavra, is going to be lost. In other words, you can't have each person taking a toothpick and saying, oh, you know what, I'm taking a little piece of the fence, what difference does it make? Because then eventually the whole fence will be destroyed. And that actually does not answer the question from before. So we bring another story. I guess it supports the question from before. In other words, how can you even? This should be also a form of gezel. Let's see next Maisa. So Gemara says a similar story. Rabbi Chagai have a mitzvah Rabbi Zira. Rabbi Chagai was supporting Rabbi Zira. Arba chad mechal de kisin. Somebody was carrying a mechal, which means a load, of kisin, which are here, kismin, also twigs. Amalei, I see the chad kisim, bring me one of these twigs. It says kisin, so it says kismin. Probably one of the other. One is the no, it also says kissing. And by the way, when I made a mistake before, the article says Meichel de Guvra. It's on this next case, not on the not previous case. Previous case was Siaga de Guvra, which means defense of the person. And so here too it's going to be Meichel de Guvra. So as the Chalkisam, we said Shina, bring me a toothpick to clean my teeth. Then he said, reneged on. Then it said, Lo say Teisili Klum. Don't bring me anything. Then I say, call by Nash. Man became, every person comes and does it. So Zila Meichel de Guvra. And the load of this person is going to be destroyed. So the Gemara says, low, interesting comment here, low Rabbi Zira kosher kokach. Wasn't Rabbi Zira so kosher? Elamilin diyotzim shamalon. But rather he heard the words of the Yetzer Hara. Let's see the name Moshe. It says, Rabbi Zira Amar. Rabbi Zira said from his great humility. Rabbi Zira was so pious to be meticulous about such a small thing, to take such a something like somebody else. Who meaning the Yitzron, the words of the Yitzron, Shama Lon, he heard. Navdinon, which is next few words. Navdin, next word. Shama Lon Navdinon. So he said, interesting way he translates it. He says these things the Yitzhar is not so, doesn't try and entice so much. And he himself preserves us. So it doesn't just seduce us. It's a small thing. So we'll refrain from taking something small like this. Anyway, it says, in a small thing, if you join everybody, if you combine, everybody's going to do this. Together. And now we go back to Kasha. So these stories support the question. But he's going to do this when we can put back the lettuce, whatever it is. And the seller won't have anything left. So the Reb Chaim is very interesting here. Reb Chaim says, "Lo Reb Zera kosher kokach." Reb Zera or Mara Reb Zera said about himself. It would be difficult that the Gemara should make such a comment about Reb Zera that it's not so kosher. So he says, Reb Zera himself, "Lo kosher ni kokach." Midas chasidus ushinot talking. But it's midas chasidus now taking this toothpick. And then the way he translates it, he says, "Midas habore, our Yotzer, our Creator." We shall hear and do as he says. So, in other words, this is perhaps a Mishra Sadin. According to that, though, it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so then doesn't this answer the question? Because if we're saying it's Midas Chasidus not to take, so therefore we could say that taking off a leaf is Meiser and then putting it back is not a big deal. So, okay, Midas Chasidus we not to take it, but it's Midas Chasidus also take off the mic. So I'm not sure that that's the best way of interpreting it. So I would say perhaps slightly differently, say that saying Lo Rabbi Zira kosher kol kach means that no, I don't even know how to explain that thing. Let's see about something else here. Yeah, the Gra has a girsa here. Lo Rabbi Zira tzorich kol kach instead of kosher kol kach, and the way he understands it is that evidently is that Rabbi Zira was not taking enough that would be considered to be gazel because it was just a toothpick, just a tiny amount. But Mil Yotzit Shamal and Avdin, he says we have to be listen to what Akash Baruch Hu tells us and be machmir even more than necessary, because this is the proper thing to do. Otherwise, people are going to come and learn from us, do the wrong thing, and take even more. So in that case, in the case of the leaves, it could be that's already a significant amount, and then it wouldn't be just leaving Mishra Sadin, but rather it'd be since you take off Meiser, so therefore the question still remains that over there it should be Taka Asim Shum Gezel. Says Gemara, Rav Avishai Yochanan says Kemat Shemashach Kana. So once he was Moshechet, evidently here it means Hagbah. So he acquired it. Lo Yechasa Elam Manele. So he was only lacking counting it. Ketzur Oseh. So what does he do? Again, we still haven't answered the question. Now we give the answer. No saying to make echad mehem. He pays for one of them. And that's how he fixes it, by taking one of them off, which he pays for, and then returning the rest. So what is he not going to make is not going to make a stumbling block for you to come afterwards? So what I wrote on the side of my Gemara is that people think that people who pass by and see to take up ma'aser, they'll think he's a mashgiach. I think all the vegetables in this store were ma'aser. So the Bnei Moshe the Mishari says lo yimtza osa takol boy machrav v'iknos me'amocha zeh she'chelek hazeh musaru v'avarechol v'yishiknu efshi she'asu mizeh al-shar yimtza ma'aser me'aptura l'chiyuv. He says the people come afterwards might take from this amount which he actually fixed and use it to fix whatever they buy besides that amount, and he's going to go to takola because they're going to be ma'aser from something which has already been exempted and something which is still chayav. So let's see what more answers. It says more also tzibur lefanov. So the Moshe says the klomar b'shem mocher so elam musarim tzibur v'nei hatzal lefanov. It breaks a pile, independent pile. Yom labayim liknos achelek hazeh. Yom labayim liknos achelek zeh kvar musar. He says this part is ma'aser, the other part is not ma'aser. That way, people there won't be a takola. People don't talk perosov, so the Gemara asks, okay, another answer. Let him not take off ma'aser from these vegetables themselves. Let take off ma'aser from other places, from other vegetables he has on this on these leaves which he picked up, and there's no gezel anymore because he's taking the ma'aser of something else. Lokin Tani says we not learn adam kovedo ma'aser al chavero to perosov. The kind of person not person can designate the meiser of his a friend in his own fruit. In other words, I guess things he's eating from his friend in his friend's house, he can be convey them into his own fruit. So then the next few words, also takola by machrov, the growth takes out. That could be difficult. So the Gemara says, no, that's not always an eitzah. They only made a takana that person should be able to take meiser off from his vegetables elsewhere when he is acquiring, not when he's putting back. Why did not make such a takana? So they made such a takana only where somebody else is buying from you. In other words, not where you buy, where somebody else is buying from you. So it's buying from you Demai, and you forgot to meiser it, so then you can meiser from your fruit on whatever you sold. It's the Yevet, because you're not supposed to be meiser shlomin amukov. Everything's supposed to be in the same location if possible. So, but we already bought from you, so no choice in order to save him, but rather take off meiser from wherever you have the capacity to take it off. So they were talking that when he will okech, but not by machzir. By machzir says another takana that you should pay for it, take it off, and then you can put it back and make it pile by itself. They didn't make a takana in that case, and you have to actually take off the meiser, and he'll make a pile in front of him. Okay, says Makini Masdisa, he'll made ubirer. If a person, the Gemara Mishnah said that if a person is standing there and selecting, it's not considered acquired yet. So I mean, not just if he's still thinking from that species. In other words, still looking at the lettuce And looking at other letters. I feel minacher. You just look at tomatoes. If you look at lettuce, and then we have to look at the tomatoes. But still, since he's in the process of buying and selecting what he's going to buy, so therefore it's all considered to be as all surveying the merchandise as opposed to acquiring the merchandise until such time as he actually decides definitively what to take. Okay, halacha gimel. Hamotzi peros derech. Somebody finds fruit on the road, nothing lachlan, and he decides to eat them. He collects to eat them, and changes his mind to hide them. Lo yatzniat should not hide them until he meisters them. Potter. So that's already on Amud Aleph, so we'll stop here for today. I'll actually come back to the Mishnah tomorrow.